Our next speaker, who's hiding behind me, right? Yeah, I got to lose weight, so you can't do that. um, we have a really important partnership. We have kitchen equipment on Kauai, on Maui, and as well as Kona and Hilo, Lanai, and Molokai. And Maui is more than just the equipment. It's an important partnership and an important person, and I'm really glad that Karen, TK, right? Just TK, KT. I'm dyslexic.
It's okay, Ken. You know, we're just really happy and honored to be here to give a presentation for the Maui Food Innovation Center. Yeah, it's okay, Ken. I'm going to be clacking around wearing these kukui nuts, right?
This whole clack, because it's like we were just graduated.
You know, this is just like Onenju.
Yeah.
But,
I know.
okay. And we're both Buddhists, so, you know, forgive the joke, okay? Yeah. So, hey, thanks so much, everybody, for having us here today. I want to thank Ken, Jane, and give a shout out to our esteemed guests, like, where's Department of Ag Sharon Hurd? Oh, she's back there. Okay, Rep Kahaloa, thank you. Okay, Vice President Kurisu. You know what? The message here is it's going to take everybody. You too, all right? So as part of that, partnership is really, really important. And then we've had the master food preservers come over and teach dehydration, right? And you'll see in future slides here that we actually have connections in partnership with Hawaii CC and the other community colleges. So no matter where you are in the state of Hawaii, there's something and somebody you can reach out to. Okay, next slide, please. So I'm from the Maui Food Innovation Center. I'm the founding director. My name is Karen Hanada. I've been a career public servant with the University of Hawaii for, I hate to say this, but like 40 years, you know. I initially started with the Pacific Biosciences Research Center, then went to Kapilani Community College, and then to Maui College, and I've been there ever since. Okay? The Food Innovation Center is one of the programs that I've been blessed to be able to start up among many others, like the University Center, or so on and so forth. But this was a program that was really born out of a public need, and that was the aging and diminishing ag industry on Maui. And I want to give credit to the legislature because it was Representative Yamashita and the Hawaii Farm Bureau Maui Chapter Executive Director Warren Watanabe, et cetera. You know, when HCNS was going down and about to go out of business, you know, they were trying to do something. So Rep Yamashita went to Rutgers Food Innovation Center about 15 years ago and thought, hey, we should do this in Hawaii and it'll help, you know, revitalize ag. So what we offer is our support services, right? Specific production facilities with specialized equipment, education and training. We have coaches, not so much instructors. I'll introduce some of them here today later. And we're put together an ecology of networks of resources like the Small Business Development Center, the Oahu YWCA Patsy Mink Center, because you can have the greatest idea, right? But you also have to develop your business acumen too. So we put the two together in our programming. Next slide, please. So I want to give credit where credit is due. We just hired McKenna Lickle in January of this year. She has a master's in nutrition and food science, and also as a trained culinarian with a degree, professional chef degree, specialty in baking. Douglas Ball is a chef instructor. He has 16 years of being a Sodexo manager, was Wolfgang Puck's executive pastry chef in Vegas and on Maui. He ran his own food truck, also was the production manager for Hawaii Taro Burger in Kihei. I have him on board, and I like to recognize Nina Tanabe in the back. This is from this island now, statewide, right? One of our coaches is food scientist Nina Tanabe. Also John Nakashima, retired Department of Health inspector, probably the only registered sanitarian in the state of Hawaii. He's on this island, right? And they both are principals at the Maui Food Technology Center. We We recently brought on board another coach who started up Maui Nui Venison. That is Anthony Labua Kaiser. He has his own private label manufacturing company, Maui Preserve. And what am I missing here? Oh, and very important over there, sitting next to Derek over there. Stand up, Tiana. Next slide, please. So, we are working together across the state. All the curriculum that we've developed, it's about $1 million worth of investment through federal grants, et cetera. We've shared out across the state. So Tiana is your lead here for Big Island. Yeah, really kind of putting it on your shoulders, Tiana. We've given a Hawaii CCR curriculum. We're hoping that there's interest on this island to do the same, right? Offer the same curriculum. So that's where, also extending the partnerships with Ken and with Nina, et cetera. The more it goes statewide, the more all of you can benefit from this expertise. Next slide, please.
So from Kauai Community College, so the new head instructor there?
So we have a new contact at Kauai. Her name is Valerie Mele. She goes by Val Mele. She's actually in the same division that Tiana is in for Hawaii Community College, just continuing education and training.
Culinary school instructor, Nalani?
No, I think there was like Mark.
Mark retired and
right.
Nalani replaced it. And of course, Nalani's our national food preserver student. So
Fantastic. So
she is trying to bring the program over to Kauai again through the culinary school and the program that you guys have been looking at
right.
establishing.
So, whatever it
We're
is.
going to take over all our
You're going to take
alumni are
over.
gonna take over all the schools.
Good for you. Yeah, that's really great, right? We know for whatever meets our public's needs, right? That's a good thing. So we're all working together, okay? And what is the goal? Is to increase value-added food product development. So as you all know, I don't need to explain what that is to you, to this group, but we do have, a goal of helping everyone get to zero waste, right? Right? Okay, next slide, please. So, hey, this is just a snapshot of all of the commodities and types of agricultural products that are being grown in the state, right? What you folks do here with tropical fruit growers and master food preservers can really expand on that. Next slide, please. So on Maui, the initial investment before the Wahiawa Center was $8.5 million renovation of the old Maui Community College cafeteria. Next slide, please. And we had our grand opening in November of 2023, so we're about 2 years old. Next slide, please. Yes, and Ken and Jane have been at our facility teaching dehydration. We hope to have them back teaching other units in their curriculum. We have a wet process room. So the key here, the takeaway is that you're at a cottage level, most of you, I think, but if you want to scale, then this is where this type of expertise, training, coaching, equipment, pieces that cost hundreds of thousands, $125,000, around $100,000, that normally you wouldn't be able to afford as a small business. This is your chance to come in, right, and test R&D at low cost. The state is subsidizing you, right, to develop and scale your business. So we have a wet process room, it's a chilled room. This is where you can do like sauces, gravies, etc., like 35-gallon kettle, 65-gallon kettle. You've heard of commissaries, right, where they're producing large amounts of packaged foods. That's the type of equipment. Next slide, please. A dry process room, very popular, is our dehydrator, right? What one of our students, Yuri, Maui Dried Fruit, was doing was he had 6 home dehydrators, and he was trying to, scale his business, keep up. He was using Maui Gold grade B or lower, right? And then he was so overjoyed, he came in, he could do what was in 6 dehydrators in 1 tray in shorter amount of time, right? Okay, next slide, please. Cold process room, temperature controlled room with a flow wrapper. The chocolate bars, Mars, Snickers, right? It has crimped ends and a fin seal. We have a $125,000 flow wrapper machine in that room, gelato machine, commercial incubator, commercial potato peeler. You'll see there's a QR code later in the presentation, and you can just take out your phone, and then you can get what we have there. But the point is what? That if you're going to grow your business, right, or grow your value-added production, you can come here and test it out for really low cost. Next slide, please. So that's the QR code, okay? We also have a half-sheet flyer in your swag bag, I hope, Jane? Or it's in the front. Yeah, so you can just pick up the information. You don't have to remember all of this. Okay, next slide, please. Well, what is the latest? We just got a $80,000 Carmentrol 1700 micro cutting machines. So, you know, raw nut butters. You guys grow mac nuts here and stuff like that, right? Or, you know, the consistency of like Trader Joe's cookie butter. That's a proprietary technology, and that's the machine. So if you have something that you want that super smooth texture on, you can come and, you know, sign up for a class, you know, you sign up for a lab class and test, you know, the outcome, right? You want to go from nuts to butter. So I'll give you an example. Michelle Valentin from Maui Raw, she just came in, she just brought in like, you know, several kilos of chopped mac nuts, ran it through the machine, probably took about 30 seconds. Beautiful mac nut butter, really nice. Okay, next slide, please. These are some of the brands that we've helped support that have come through our training program. Next slide, please. More. This is closer to current years, some from this year and last year. Next slide, please.
Oh, Len's.
Len, yeah.
Bombay chocolate in the lower right is one of the best things I've ever had.
Yes, in fact, Len is going to go to Specialty Food Show with David, I think, and
then Nina and I
Nina,
in
right.
Japan
Yeah.
in March.
Right, and he was at the Tokyo, was it Trade Food Show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Food Expo.
Yeah, so that's what's available for you all too, is that a network of support like this, right? It's not just about you're creating a product, right, and learning to run your own business books. You gotta have a network of people to help you get to where you wanna go. Do you wanna just be local? That's fine, you know, farmers markets, KTA, right, that's fine. But if you have aspirations to export or to produce and develop a market at a larger scale, right, then this is what we're here for, is to partner with food preservers to help the little guys scale up. Next slide, please. So this is our curriculum right now, and this is what we've shared with Hawaii CC, Tiana. All smiles now, right? Because I'm kind of outing you, right? But they have our first class, the 6822. They've numbered it 1822, and we'll be working with Tiana to set up, you know, the classes for the rest of this curriculum. But essentially, it's from idea to a recipe to scale. Then the third class is like the Shark Tank pitch. We just had that this year. We had our own local, you know, bars like KTA. We had Maui Wine. We had Rimfire, you know, distributors, wholesalers, etc. And then our students picked up a couple of accounts that way, right? So this is all to help you guys, right, get to that level where you actually have a viable business and that you are at a stable point where, you know, hopefully you're breaking even at least, okay? Okay, we emphasize food safety, particularly if you're moving away from cottage production to, you know, food manufacturing. Then depending on your business volume, your ingredients, certain rules will kick in, like Sharon was talking about FSMA earlier, right? So a lot of that is very complicated. You need experts like Anina back there, or John, or we've actually engaged some people from the mainland, like Dr. Derek Payne, who was the food safety officer for Coca-Cola Georgia, 80 plants, or for Tate and Lau, who developed Splenda, right? That's where you can get access to these kinds of connections without having to, you know, pay out a lot of money, make mistakes, learn the hard way after paying out the money, right? This is where I hope you'll see that there's great value for you as a startup or beginning entrepreneur, right? So we're trying to take some risk out of starting up a food business through this programming. Right, but food safety is important. In our curriculum, we have all those specialized machines. So we have curriculum for teaching you how to clean and how to operate safely all those expensive machines. Because if you get to a point where you're scaling your business and you have to write a hazard plan, right, you're gonna have to say what you're doing. You have to include those things. Next, please. Yeah, more about SOPs, right? You know, hopefully you can translate that to whatever business you're building, whatever ingredients, and what the product is that you're developing. Next slide, please. Another example of written curriculum. By the way, most of the content for all these classes is online. So anywhere, anytime, right? The part that you have to meet up with your coach is when you come in to learn the kitchen procedures, right? So hopefully, Tiana will have, set up a local teacher and a kitchen that can help you after you read everything, you need to complete online and you do the work, right? That there's somebody local to help support you as well. Right, next slide. So we talked about scaling. This is a picture, right? 6 home dehydrators, 1 tray. 1 tray in a commercial dehydrator. Right, and the product coming out. Next slide, please. More pictures about, going from farm to shelf. This is the Ulu Cooperative. You guys know the Donna Shapiro guys? Okay, they've been over in our facility testing the Ulu hummus and the Ulu chocolate mousse on the special equipment we have. It's called a Scott turbine mixer. They didn't have one. They didn't want to buy one, right? So they came over and they did R&D. Okay, that's what you could do too. Next slide. Oh, this is local farmer, Uncle Bobby Pahia, and he subleases to smaller farmers, and they're growing cassava and dryland taro, and they have been great success in this cassava, taro cassava tortilla. And so they have been able to scale and lower their unit costs by using our equipment. They're blown away by a commercial peeler. They are taking all the peeled taro and putting them in the steam oven, doing large amounts at one time. Okay, next slide. I'll get to the questions at the end, okay? Yeah. Okay, Maui Nui Venison, Mr. Vice President. This is the lady that like meet you, okay? But got a lot of startups, right? And then I think for the state, that the state can kick in and help to build bigger facilities that the startups can move into, right, in a subsidized way. And the next step would be they would build their own kitchens, etc. So on a policy level, that's what people like myself are trying to get the state to do, just so you know. Okay, next slide. Again, it takes a village. It takes a village everywhere. So there's a lot of people around you, right? Ken, Sharon, right? Rep Kahaloa, that are trying to make it so that you can have more success. So I hope this presentation has been an example where you can really see some accountability for what the government and education is doing, in support of your business and your enterprise. All right. Next. Okay. So if you have any questions, don't call me. You can call McKenna Lickle. Her picture was on the presentation. But locally, I want to, Tiana, you want to stand up? Yeah? You can talk to her today. Okay. All right. So Tiana, you want to come here? Yeah. Sorry, I'm putting her on the spot. Yeah.
So we called you, right?
So Tiana, you want to introduce yourself and tell everybody where you're at, how to reach you.
Aloha, everybody. Tiana Hirota. I am the program manager at Hawaii Community College Advance. We are the non-credit division at Hawaii CC. And as Karen mentioned, we are in our startup phases of getting this program up and running. Kitchen space right now is designated at our Palamanui campus at this time. And hopefully we can identify a space here in Hilo. But you can contact me via email at hirotat@hawaii.edu. Or 934-2700 is our office line.
Thanks, Tiana. I kind of put her on the spot. Yeah, so. Okay, questions? Yeah, you haven't done it. Any questions? Questions?
I have a question. You say that this is a testing facility, but it looks like some of the products are finished products coming out. Are people also using?
We're taking everybody at every level. So if you just have an idea, so the first 6822 class is just conceptualization. So for example, if you have your grandmother's barbecue sauce that you think is fantastic, and you want to bring that, you want to test that as something that might become a viable, food product and have a market for, you would start with that first class. That is 16 hours, So, hopefully by the end of the class, you'll have some basic things done. You'll have your food handler's card done. Plus, you will have a recipe down. And you will begin, you have a kitchen orientation, you pick up a little bit, food sanitation, SOPs. And then after that, you'll get a recipe done, right? And some basic, what we call models for framing out a business. One is a basic spreadsheet on expenses and revenues, and the other is a visual tool called Business Canvas, right? It's just a rectangle where you define market and all of that kind of thing. So very simple, it's 16 hours. The next class is concept to consumer, where you're gonna be scaling that recipe, doing market taste testing, refining and building out your spreadsheet, because we eventually wanna work you to a business plan. And along the way, you get time with Nina, John, and now Anthony, right, the startup guy for Maui Nui Venison. So you really have like a team of subject matter experts that you can lean on. And this is built in a non-credit fashion, so it's not like you have to be in class Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. It's online plus coaching by appointment. So it's quite flexible. It's meant to help people who have maybe their day job, right? And then they want to start a business on the side, right? Am I making sense? Did I answer your question? Yeah.
You are not actually doing the manufacturing once somebody has.
No, we are not a co-manufacturer.
Okay, so once somebody has a product, they would go.
Right, right.
elsewhere to create it.
So as we have space available outside of our class activities, if you're one of our graduates, or you can demonstrate that you have the competencies in our classes, that you can manufacture safely, then space available, we do allow people to come in and manufacture. That's secondary, though, to our educational mission.
Okay,
Does that
you
make
talked about
sense?
the different packaging, so you have that ability to
Yes.
create that for people.
Well, we will work with you, right? We will work with you. We'll get you connected to for example, if you're gonna use that machine, you need to get the plastic film. Then you need to know, actually, I would turn to Nina because she knows about these things, right? The breathability on the film, the oxygen exchange, right? How much shelf life do you wanna have on, the particular material you're using for packaging? So all these kinds of things, most cottage people don't know. This is your opportunity to get that exposure and get connected to, a subject matter expert consultant. That is what we do. It's that networking resource, right? Resource network. Did I answer your question? We can talk separately. Okay. And
One of the things I want to apologize, because that's what the feds were going to address and talk about. And if you go to the USDA website, they say, we can't help you now, we can't talk to you now, because the Democrats are holding us hostage. So believe it or not, that's on the USDA website when anybody goes for help. So that's an issue, but part of the purview of the Pacific Ag Basin Research Center, the Daniel K. Inouye, PBARC as you call it, Marissa Wall, it's value-added product development. That's what they're supposed to be helping us with at the USDA, and they want to do a better job of it. And she said that they were going to be here and address it, and things are. So that's why the agenda is a little confusing from what was originally published, but
but
you get more time.
well, I've got another question over there. Okay.
I'm a little confused. Your service is asked you to help you to develop a program, right? I mean, the kitchen, all that stuff, it's not for us to go, right?
It is, if you can show that you have the knowledge that we're teaching, right? So an example of that is coming in and doing an interview, bringing your green placard, right? So if you're at a level that you're beyond a cottage industry, so today, I think earlier before I got here, there was a conversation about the new cottage law, right? And so that to me implies that you're a small business, right? Small food product business. So there's a certain set of rules that will apply to you if you're operating at that level of output. But the rules get stricter, right? and more stringent as you go further and you try to produce more and more. Okay, I'm simplifying that. It also depends on the ingredients that you're using, right? Whether there's allergens, there are rules for dairy, seafood, juices, meats, etc. At a cottage level, I don't think you have to care as much about that because the law doesn't necessarily apply to a cottage level of production. But if you want to leave your day job and not do this as a side gig and really scale your business to a point where you can, right, make that your main gig, then you'd have to be producing, I think, at a level where those laws kick in.
Well, I'm sort of confused though. We're here and your factory's over there, so that's what I'm getting the disconnect. So how would our, you know, if you, let's say you know, our jam got to that level, and you want to export out of the state, or like you say, somewhere than KTA. So how do we use your facility? That's what I'm
Well,
confused.
so the state is trying to build or develop two things. Either utilize the existing facilities that we have in the state infrastructure and you know, expand the use of, you know, like for example, I'll give you an example. So my team on Maui, we're saying, gee, how can we expand the access to kitchens, right? So right now, just as a thought, that we want to work with the county of Maui because there are all of these community centers with kitchens in them, right? So it might be, you know, a workable idea to look at those community center kitchens, right, as possible green cartable facilities for simple kind of production, like baking cookies or something like that. So it really is wide open right now to figure out how to get someone like you access to facilities that you don't have at your home, right? I think.
Oh, okay. Well, what I'm saying is that you have a, that's my confusion. You're just presenting that that's already set up on Maui. You have
Yes.
a developmental program for, you know, your grandma's, you know, barbecue or something. And then there's people that's already, you know, producing it, like, you know, your dehydrators, stuff like that. So you're saying that for us here, you would work with us if you know, on the developmental part, you know, like you say, you know, how to give us a coach and teach you how to do this and all. So, but then when it comes to actually a facility for you to be able to, you know, manufacture the product, that's still, you know, in research. You're looking at.
I think that's still in development. I think you have resources on the island already, isn't there? That's right. And isn't there like a Pier 1 here or something where there's a commercial kitchen there?
Yeah.
Oh, I think
HawaiiCommercialKitchens.com.
I think they have some handouts right there.
All commercial
Okay,
kitchens on Hawaii Island.
Mhm.
Yeah, I used to produce back in California, and I have a distributor that, but they deliver, you know, to the other, you know, 14 states. I don't know anything, you know, when it comes to marketing, but I'll check out.
Yeah, that was a great question. Is like, you know, this next lady's question is, well, how do I get access to those kinds of facilities? And so I apologize, I don't have a full inventory of what's available on this island, right? But you can start with this nice gentleman over here. And I would find it highly likely, probable that there are other kitchens that you just don't know about, right? Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, well, thank you for being such a nice audience. Appreciate you. Hope to see you on Maui. Yeah. Okay, thank you.